Lost it all one day, no tears. Government took it all away in fears. Kids, stolen life, a mess, nothing left. But she fought back with every breath. A husband locked away for trying so hard. Brenda's heart took blow after blow. 15 years gone, but hope's a bright star. She showed the world what they didn't know. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Starting over, no chains to bind. Loving it all, pure peace of mind. Now she's helping others rise and shine, teaching joy from a heart so kind. No looking back, just moving ahead. In her story, no tears are shed. From ashes, Brenda stands so tall. No one believed she'd break the wall, but now she's free, unbound and true. Brenda's living, showing what she can do. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Starting over, no chains to bind. Loving it all, pure peace of mind. Pure peace of mind.
I'm trying to send everybody out a little shout out saying hello. The show started. Seems like last night's show did really good. I was surprised. Yeah, it was like over 200 views on that. and I couldn't believe it. And then wet plants was up there. Oh, I did bring my water over here. Thank God, because I'm dying of thirst. Mm. But I want to keep the focus, on the kids and on the frustrations that we have, thinking that, some of these people on Messenger might not know, like, we can't keep up with our old friends to think, see how you're doing, because our family is gone. It's, it doesn't exist. And it's almost like, makes you feel bad. But I don't know why I brought this over. I was bringing over, so in my court case, if anybody even cared to look it up, it's 15-2016, and then they have 3 zeros and a 6 DP. And it does have, usually, if it is a dependency case, hey, Dr. Death, that it will have that DP. And, if you guys need any advice, sir, about the idea of the Department of Children and Families saying, hey, you'd be better off separated from your wife. I mean, that's what happened to me and my husband. So, yeah. It's very interesting, because what I don't know, you want to call him public defender or whatever, for the dependency case, was somebody from this regional conflict council. I don't know if you've ever had to have or deal with this regional conflict council, because the thing is, if you notice, when their emails and the same like Florida, whatever, DC, as the people from the Department of Children and Families. So yeah, I also, like, at the bottom of all your papers, it should have, like, anybody that was getting a copy of this or whatever would have their email, like, right on. Now this one, for example, doesn't, because this is an order denying the petition for involuntary termination of parental rights. Okay, so the matter came before the department petition to terminate the rights. Trial took place December 8th, okay? And, okay, then we waited over the weekend, and then the 11th. And you think they can decide in maybe just 2 days that they have any type of evidence to take my children? Well, no, they had absolutely no evidence of what their reasoning was behind keeping my children, saying that somebody has cared for their adult siblings for how long? Things don't change like that. So if I would say, if anybody was going to be a good parent, that was me. I don't, like they say, I don't like to toot my own horn, but hello, it just, that's why to me, it makes no sense for maybe a woman that doesn't have any education at all or something like that, even that's horrible, but it doesn't give you more to say, hey, that means it's happening to everyone. Or anyone that they've targeted, that they decided, oh, we like the way your kids look and now they're mine. I mean, isn't that what's happening? In any case, so everybody's probably enjoying their Friday night. So the attorney for the department, okay, so in my case, this was Rachel Chadsey. You might as well say Rachel Chadsey was a demon from hell, because this lady, and again, she would say things like, I guess they looked at some type of the science fiction that my husband put up on YouTube, and saying that, like, and repeating it with the in the hearings. Hello. Oh, hey, Debbie. Did y'all get my little message I sent you to say, hey, it's happening. This is happening. Did anybody else like that song? I don't know. Sometimes, music is another good, like, therapy to just sing along or whatever you want to do. But it was Nate Russ. If anybody knows that, he was from Fun with a period. Okay, that band, I don't know. I think they parted ways or whatever, and then he did a little own thing. But that was him and Pink that was singing that song, right? You've been having real bad dreams. Okay, so yeah. And then it turns to, okay, so Gene Conway, Esquire. So what do you guys, anybody know about when these attorneys, or if they're saying their attorney, it says Esquire? So Esquire, does that mean they're really not an attorney? I thought there was some discussion about this before. So even though it's that backwards shield, right? And okay, so you got this in my case, see how it's listed, because this is where it's the end. Okay, the beginning was April 16th. I mean, April 2016. Okay, April 4th, be exact, and then all the way to this TPR hearing that took place in December of 2017, right at the beginning of December. So what happened was, after these two hearings, the judge then, see, and then again, I told him he's gonna, maybe I should go live with him. And nice view count for the last night's. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Classic Mom. But in any case, I just want to let him know I'm okay. And toot your horn. Get out of here. Okay, I want to say. And so, yeah, that's what we're going over, is this order denying. Hey, I told you I'm on. Yeah, and yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do we got a call-in guest? Who is this?
I just calling to see how things are going. The judges, the lower courts are taking over. They should have people are talking about a rise up against the lower courts. They're taking over the president's post.
Whoops. Yeah, well, the thing is that it seems like, yeah, don't forget about these lower courts, because, I mean, they're making moves in the federal courts, but what about, us? That's why I always think of that one song, right? What about us, right?
Yeah, well, the lower courts are making decisions on what the president's supposed to be doing, and they should have they're overstepping their authority. So,
yeah. And there's some twisting of facts, and then it'd be wow, you can't go up above the same district that in fact, and that's why I say, how can it had to be a change of venue, and right there, it's just like so many factors that go into it. It's just like, well, yeah, the habeas corpus is what needed to be filed right away in Chris's case. So then we come to find out, it's just like, whoa, somebody that you thought was doing their job wasn't. And then and he had some crazy attorney coming out of Pensacola, Florida. Oh my gosh. And this guy just pretty much came in there and decided he's going to team up with this John Durrett, the prosecutor. And and that guy's supposed to be a preacher too. That's interesting.
He was a screamer. He definitely had.
That was the other guy, the Thomas. What was it? Jarrett Thomas. Okay, they have very similar names, but that was the guy with the beard, and he was screaming at the jury, right? Like making them act like they would be fools to not do this. Oh, how did they word that? I couldn't even.
They don't have common sense if they don't.
Common sense. That's what it was. See, Chris remembers. He has a better memory than me, and he doesn't even write this stuff down. So that's what I'm telling him. I'm saying, hey, everybody, write it down, document it, because in the end, you'll be ready to kick them in the ass when it's finally going to happen. All right? Am I right?
Love you very much.
All right. All right. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. Call me anytime. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace and love, right? That's what it's all about. And that's what we're all about. Do you guys can see the top of my head? Is it okay like that? Maybe. Whatever. Okay, so let's get back to it. Everybody's excited about Chris calling. All right, they sure, and it's a damn shame. God knows all the victims of injustice. Don't forget to like, yeah, and that's why I like to watch that Yair Pinto. He does reporting on Israel, and he'd be like, he's got the biggest smile on his face. Don't forget to like and share, and make sure you tell your friends about it, because then they'll know how to pray for the peace in Israel. And I just love the way a guy does it. Yair Pinto, it's TBN News. So anyways, okay, so they had the whole list, okay? And finally, towards the end of the case, like I say, this was the fourth attorney Chris had appointed to him. Her name was Kimberly Gardner, and she comes in there. She's just kind of this big, kind of stocky lady, and she's like, man, I wish she was there from the beginning, because this lady was ready to kick ass. But by the time she got there, she's like, whoa, she's trying to get caught up with whatever had been going on for all these, like a year and a half or whatever have you. And they just want to say, well, that's it, guys. Okay, we'll take over. Parenting your kids now. And that's the thing, guys. It's our constitutional right to be able to parent our children. They come from, that's what, they are our blood. And it's like, oh my gosh, what is it getting down to? Like the Braveheart? This is what I'm thinking, Wallace. Yes. Okay. I'm a big fan of movies. Some people say they don't, they can't concentrate, but I'm telling you, living with Chris, we've gone for every damn movie you can ever think of, and any freaking comedy show. I like to try to find as many comedies as I can, but sometimes, get caught up in these these hero movies and stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, get these Mel Gibson, and they got the Best of Stallone, and they got the guy's name that has a D, right? They're in the White House now for the Hollywood people that are gonna. What are they gonna do? Why don't we make some suggestions to that office that these on-the-screen heroes are, and say, hey, let's get some superheroes going right on here for the reality of what is going on with the children, because they're disappearing. They're ending up on the streets, and just a continuous cycle, because what are the chances that that child is going to become a victim? And it's not that they're prostitutes, they're a victim of sexual assaults, okay? Because this is what they have in front of them, and they can't get out of that situation. In fact, there's so many cases of with this P. Diddy thing, that they were drugging these people up so much they had no idea how to control themselves or whatever, right? I say poor Justin Bieber, man. I mean, really, it's okay. So let's go back to okay. So it goes on to say, the court, having heard testimony of witnesses, argument of the counsel, and review exhibits filed, and being otherwise advised, finds as follows. Number one, the court has jurisdiction over the subject matter and the parties. Okay. The minor children, Christopher Cambron and Sage Cambron, are of an age subject to jurisdiction of this court and are residents of the state of Florida. Number three, the children were not present for this hearing. So they didn't even let the children go to the hearing. By this time, they're 11 and 13. Do you think they can go to the hearing like they asked and said in the cameras at the visits they want to be able to go to court and speak to the judge? Okay, so at all times, the material mother, Brenda Cameron, was represented by counsel. Okay, I have a problem with number 6 because at all times the father, Christopher Cameron, was represented. No, he wasn't, because like I said, he went through 4 different ones, and sometimes he didn't even have an attorney at all. And that's what I was trying to say the other night when on Danielle's show, because I took that opportunity to help Chris file things into the court. Since he had nobody to represent him, we were putting in our petitions. Okay, this is our response to the bullshit petition that they handed me when I'm sitting in the cell room over in Dixie County filthy creeping jail. Okay, so, and then it goes on to the next page, number 7. The court, having carefully considered and weighed the demeanor in testimony of all witnesses, having reviewed the exhibits and taking judicial notice of the court documents, and being otherwise duly advised in the premises, find as follows. Factual findings. So they're using some type of fact here that they say 39.806. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. Okay. Number 1, E, and then number 1 again. Failure to substantially comply with the case plan within a 12-month period from the date of shelter. Well, that's kind of funny because I know I have some certificates that show I had completed a whole bunch of, jumping through loops to try to get my kids back. Because they said if I signed that thing in mediation, that would be, the attorney said that'd be the fastest way to get your kids back. Oh, and they're really not asking for much. They just want you to go to this whacked out counselor that has like 4 different degrees on the wall, and wearing a inappropriate short skirt, and she's this old lady, and then said that there was claimed that there was a smell that we left behind, me and my husband, when we came to these sessions. Okay, and apparently it was just a game to her to know that in our case, I let it be known in my the things I wrote to these people before they even saw me. I fucking sent them that, and what to let them know that they made my kids take showers because they said they smelled. So she wanted to do psychologically mess with us by saying we smelled, and then she also said that we left behind a smell on the couch and the people that were coming after us. I'm like, that is really reaching out there, because don't you think if you're going to something that involves your kids, you do everything you freaking can to be your best and take a shower like we did before that and wear the best clothes you had? Criminy. So what's happening here? They sure are. It's a damn shame. God knows all the victims of injustice. I'm telling you guys. Don't. Okay, then I got into the don't like and subscribe. Now, come on, where is my friends? Danielle. I told her she was gonna get tired and finally get a good rest. This woman needs a good rest. I tell her it's not good for your mental health, guys, if you're not getting your rest. Okay. None of this staying up all the time. You guys have to find something that toot your horn. I can't stand you guys. Toot your horn. Get out of here. All right. What's the beeping? This is what I want to know. Okay. Oh, and it is Danielle. What? You doing your show? Yes. Oh, Danielle. She is as funny. Yes. Do you want the link? I sent her the link. I say, I sent you the link. Come on in, right? That's funny. I was just talking to Danielle, and there she is. Isn't that something, guys? So,
You darn
okay,
right
so
I
we'll
is.
continue on if you guys don't mind. Oh, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
Jiminy Crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Why you yelling at me, lady? No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm down here, guys. I'm down here, way down here in this. Hey, little old me.
I trying to fix the volume, and I didn't even see you there. That's funny.
I heard you.
Wait a minute.
And I heard you say something about Where's Dan? Where's my friends at? I told Danielle, and I'm like, this woman. I said, let me go. Jeez, let me go get in there. So
Standing up. What do you guys think about my hair today? I don't know. I don't think it's
look,
making
girl, you see me? I'm just looking like a hot mess. Like,
I said, okay, if you didn't hear that part, I said maybe Danielle's getting her much needed rest that she needs. And I said also that it's
yeah,
very good for your mental health to make sure you're getting enough sleep.
yeah,
And
because
that,
right, because when you're going through something like this, it does take a toll on us. Like I was talking to someone earlier, a parent earlier, about how it takes the. Hold on, let me take. Is that better? I think it's
well,
me.
I think I have the volume up too high.
Oh, hey, Dr. Des. And hey, Facts Over Lies. Hey, Classic Mom.
That's better.
Oh, that's them. Oh, I might have to get
Okay,
out
so
because
what
there's
I
a
was doing,
parent calling me. Well, I know
oh,
wet
there it
plants,
is.
and then
Okay.
I got to get with them and help them with their thing. And then I got.
Come on, bring her the link. Send her links. Come live. I don't care who wants to come live. Come on, guys.
Brenda, you
I'll
just don't want to
read
be by yourself.
this order denying the petition for involuntary termination of rights. Well, the thing is that what this was what. Okay, so as you notice, the last page, guys. It's not signed at the bottom because this is what the attorney that was appointed to me did, and so
Are
what
you
we
talking
were
about
hoping,
your part with the kids? Is that with the kids part?
right? So this was it talks about my the court dates, the trial for the TPR was December 8th and 11th of 2017. So then on the front, I'm pointing out that all the people that are involved here are the people that know about this case. Okay. So then it was saying, okay, so I was going through, we've already gone through the first part and then the factual findings. And I say, I don't know if you're familiar with 39.806, but it says failure to comply with the case plan within a 12-month. And I was trying to explain that I did do everything that they had asked. But now my attorney is saying the department failed to prove by clear and convincing evidence that the father failed to substantially comply with his case plan in a 12-month period. Substantial compliance means that the circumstances which caused the creation of the case plan have been significantly remedied to the extent that the well-being and safety of the child would not be endangered upon the child remaining with or returning to the child's parent. And then it says 39.01. And then in parentheses the 778. Maybe that's from the year 78, you think?
Now say it again. Say that again. I totally that went over my head.
Okay, so
Is that
these are the factual findings
case
that
law?
this
Thank you.
this attorney was able to put together in defense of me and Chris apparently, and she wasn't even Chris's thing. They just did a combination for the. It's funny that they didn't do two separate ones, like one for Chris and one for me, because I never seen the one that Kim Gardner did, if she did one for Chris. But in any part, okay, so she's saying the department failed to prove by clear and convincing evidence that the father failed to substantially comply with the case plan within the 12-month period.
Is that when that judge was still on it? The one judge?
No, it went to Judge Blue in May, I believe in May of 20 let's see, that would have been May of 2017. It went to Judge Blue, William Blue, and he was like, even though he was in that third judicial circuit, he was in the town of Perry, and that was Taylor County. So however he got into it, I don't know. Like I said, if they dropped it into his lap, he had it for a few months. And then by the time this came around, it was Judge Slaughter that handled the 2-day trial, and he was already had been retired. But apparently they have a relationship because when what was that Judge Fina, that happens to be on Chris's case right now, when he retired, I noticed there was a write-up about it that
And you said he's retired?
yeah, Judge Fina on Chris's case.
When did he retire? Wait a
two,
minute.
2 days after that he sentenced Chris to 15 years. Yeah, can you believe this? And
Really?
then him and the Judge Bill Blue had a little party because he was a retirement party, and Bill Blue was there saying nice things about Judge Fina.
So the judge retired 2 days after Chris was sentenced to prison.
No joke, guys. It seems like it would be like
right, Dr. Death? What a name, right?
Right. Thank you. I mean, what
Them
chances did
judges
I
had
have, right?
and
Jeez, that's what I thought.
we've with her husband's case, there's a lot of hiccup. There's a lot of mess ups, and that man, he didn't deserve what he got. He didn't deserve none of it. They set him up. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, why are you going to sit here and keep dragging something out after you take someone's children in 2016 or 2015, 2017? Why keep picking? And that's really what Brenda, your family went through, being picked on. Y'all were targeted. That your family was targeted.
It fits in the category of bullying. And not only that, but it's beyond.
Oh, yeah. It's beyond bullying.
Mm-hmm.
But then this judge wants to play victim over a decade later. No.
Well, I mean, so I think you wanted to know. I called. It was a B, substantial compliance. Okay, what does substantial compliance
he's in state prison, Dr. Death.
Yeah, it's state, and that's why that's why
I got to call it.
He's being screwed on the pardons if that it would come to that. But we're hoping, and of course, I say I pray about this because God, Lord, we've got a pretty good case.
Yeah.
Back with this brief.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that brief and we're gonna cram it right down their
throat. There's more than just cramming it. We're not going there. Look, when I tell y'all, I looked at this man's case myself and read some things, and I might be dumb, but and I don't know, I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time, which I mean I do, but I don't. But I'm telling y'all, from this man, I just don't understand. I mean, really, in his case, they just did what they wanted to do to target him and to trap him and got him to. I mean, they know he didn't do nothing wrong. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto, man, and threat. I mean, and that's all it is. It's a video. I mean, and we're having fun on Twisted Metal or Grand Theft Auto, and it's just like, I mean, what about all those?
Right? We're just trying to get.
That's all it is. But no, her husband was targeted. I mean, and they didn't even, in the jury instructions, did y'all know that they didn't even freaking have the instructions for the jury to make sure that they had jurisdiction, like that the jurisdiction was right?
Well, this is it. So this doctor, okay, so they made Chris do a psychological evaluation with, of course, the only,
225.
The only job that they get is to work for DCF. They don't have any other jobs. Okay, that was a good thing that his Kimberly Gardner, Chris's attorney at that time.
Russian roulette. That's right.
But it
Russian
said
roulette.
Father completed a psychological assessment on May 17th of 2016. So May of 2016, he gets a psychological assessment, and this is a month, a little bit more than a month after the children were taken. Dr. Abels testified that she was not able to interpret the results completely for Mr. Cambron. In addition, she testified that the father is eccentric. Now, that's the part I wanted Danielle to hear. Danielle, it said the father was eccentric. Oh, this is what the psychologist said. Yeah. And so I just thought that was interesting.
What was her mean? Why did she say that? What was there a reason? I mean, I guess you don't have to put a reason. Was there
Let's see if it goes on to say.
to see like what does it say after that?
Well, I don't know, but the attorney that I had, she's pointing on at number 4. She wants the judge to sign this. Okay, so she says the court finds that Dr. Abels did not provide clear and convincing testimony that the current circumstances regarding the father has presented a danger to the children and would endanger safety as well being of the child if reunified. Okay, there was no evidence that there would be any reason.
Just because he was eccentric?
Right? Am I right? That's pretty much what it's saying.
I mean,
wait. Dr. Abels recommended highly trained professionals to work for the father.
Jeez.
This is just a joke,
Look,
guys.
Brenda, don't be laughing like that. I'm just kidding. They might think we're but yet they can get a attorney, a state attorney that's supposed to represent the state of Florida, to call another state and get them to do something for them, like just because they're good old pals. Like, no. But yet they can tell you that what they just said, that he's the danger to the children. That is
okay. So there was another lady involved that we had to go to the
right,
with as a couple, and this name was Miss Rutledge. She has actually some kind of LLC over there in Gainesville. It was Roseanne Rutledge, but in any case, she was the therapist I talked about. She just got certificates. She's not even
what's the PF? What is it? The profession, or what is it? The family, professional families or something. I saw a couple of emails. The PFAPP or something.
Partnership for Strong Families. So
yeah, who are those people?
Those were they were actually come to find out part of Devereaux. It's the same thing as a Devereaux. In fact, on this piece of paper I found that I wasn't even looking closely at because it was from the desk, where the lady sits in at the partnership, and she's just really, there yeah,
watching the front or something.
It was all on something she signed. Okay, she signed it.
Really?
And I'm like, what? It says Devereaux here. What's this? And then I started realizing that the first initial call I had over the phone after the kids were taken, that lady, like, I just wrote it down. Whatever she was saying, you always have your freaking pen ready if you're not taping it, guys. And she said Devereaux. I had no idea how to spell it, anything like that. But she did like a whole type of interview with me. I don't know what you would call it. But this Miss Rutledge, she also says something very curious. The father, she's portraying as defensive and using excessive verbiage. You know what? When we're walking down the hallway after seeing this lady, she said to me, she says, "Don't you ever just want to board up his mouth?" And I'm like,
who?
This Miss Rutledge lady. Yeah.
And about who?
She think Chris talked too much. He's trying to answer the questions thoroughly. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay, so that's okay. So Miss Rutledge terminated counseling services, believing that her confidentiality had been breached.
Man, I like that. Look, now you can see my ugliness. Hello, hey everybody.
Oh, she became a giant now.
Yeah, like whoa. Let me go turn the filters on. No, I'm just kidding.
But then it gets down to the children's counselor. Now, this Kelly Ball, let me tell you, this lady, wow. Okay, she's also part of this Devereaux whole thing going on now, and the Village Counseling Center. Okay, the therapist for the children No, for the child. Okay, she was just for the child. It
Uh-huh.
was Christopher testified that she never contacted Mr. Cameron and never gave the opportunity to observe him interacting with the children, even though she has done that on occasions with other patients and found out it could be valuable to observe the interactions. Well, why do you think that they didn't want to ever see us? Like these counselors for the kids, they would never let us know when there was an appointment. Why couldn't we come? Why couldn't we show up when at the dentist? They would never let us know.
They didn't want. Yeah, they wouldn't even let me in the monthly or the meetings when they had my son's like his monthly meetings and his yearly meetings. Nothing. They told me they would send me a link to it, and guess what? I never got the link, and then they tried to play like I never said anything.
Okay, so
what am I eating? Chicken and French fries, and yeah. So it's not pizza, y'all. It's not pizza.
Let me see. For once in her life,
it's good.
Not eating pizza.
No pizza. No, I got some in there. Y'all want some? I do got some pizza.
Okay, so somebody named Sherry Kitchens of the Child Advocacy Center interviewed
in
both
Florida.
Children. Child Advocacy Center. I think it's just DCF's probably part of it. I don't know. That's all it says. Okay, Sherry Kitchens. I did look it up. I'm sure I did. I think it's just Department of Children and Families. She's under the.
Well, what I'm wondering, the partner, that partners for strong families, whatever that is that like a third?
She wasn't part of that. Yeah, Partnership for Strong Families is a third party right there. I think they go under nonprofits so that they can get away with keeping your kids. Is it something like that? Because that's what it seems like. And so then they kind of just jump over the fact that it's Department of Children and Families that is responsible for keeping the children from their families, right?
Right.
With
and it's like a third party, like a middleman, maybe like a provider, you think? Or are they just maybe like a gal guardian ad litem?
They're like the caseworkers. There's the ones that's going to set up the appointments for the children to go to the doctor and for setting up the transportation when they're transporting the kids from here to there. And I have a real problem with these transports for the children as well.
Yeah.
They really put kids in danger with these things. Didn't you tell me about that accident? No, it was my sister. Oh my gosh. And she has a disabled son that has epilepsy. Or no, I'm sorry, her grandson. I swear to God, it ran in, like somebody ran into him. The kids were all upset. I mean, I think one person was hurt. I mean, this is not safe, guys. And who knows who these people are? Are they on drugs that are driving your children around? Because I know they were smoking cigarettes when my kids were in the car. And I didn't appreciate that. You know?
It makes you wonder, because like, look at how my son was sent home, like when we brought him back, and how he was withdrawing from those psychotropic drugs they had gave him out there, and it was horrible. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, every one of his labs was abnormal. That's not right. If these kids are supposed to be in foster care and they're supposed to, I mean, that's supposed to be their sanctuary. That's supposed to be their safe haven. That's supposed to be their cast. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to feel like. And they're not supposed to feel unsafe and I just away from everything and punished for something. No, it's supposed to be their safe haven, their sanctuary, where they can ask for help when they need it, you know?
Well,
but
that's the thing is
it's crazy.
I wanted to say that when you said, right, it reminded me of them saying when I got to see my daughter after whatever the distance was between December, early December, and when my rights were terminated and all that. But
she contacted a third party.
Mom, there's something wrong with Christy. When I seen him, I'm like, what do you mean something wrong with him? She says, he just ain't right. And she says something wrong with his head. Like, so is it
Mom? I think Classic Mom, are you further up? You're in North Georgia, ain't you? Are you further up north than Cherokee? Like Bannon or something?
Now she's saying they are contracted as a third party to often do a family and child assessment for genealogical history to prepare the kids for adoption packets, even before CPO. That's right. Even before, like I said, this village counseling center, anybody could look it up.
Right.
Google map
Well,
it. It says their main focus is adoption, and all the counselors that we were seeing, that was their main focus.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
well,
fuck?
like when I messaged the school, I emailed the school on my son when I was trying to like figure out everything with my son when I finally found him. Oh yeah, you're in Bartow. You're in the county I live in. I live in Bartow, but I deal with Cherokee. I know it's Bartow's not any better. They suck too. Yeah, but a Cherokee boy. Anywho's yeah, she is in my county. She's right. You're right. My neighbor. She's in the same county
Hey,
I'm
come
in.
on down. You're my
Look,
neighbor.
I got a friend, Brenda. I'm just kidding. Look, y'all, I love
We
all
got a
y'all.
block
But
party or something. Come
yeah,
on.
what was that? Oh, so I emailed the school, right? And I asked why, what about my son, and I was wanting to know if he was, and they told me they could not tell me anything because I was not on the list of contacts, and that I needed to reach out to his guardian. I'm like, hello, did you know that DFCS here already gave someone guardianship and they were able to withdraw my son and everything? And that's the provider that they would pay 24/7 to stay with my son in a hotel and everything. Talk about, I mean,
Yeah.
that is right there is just, I mean, and so they're paying these people 24/7, and not only that, paying for their stay, paying for everything,
Their food.
when they could sit here and provide these services to these families to help them get back right, because they should have never had my son to be. But you can give this person guardianship, but you can't even let me get my son. Like when there's a guardianship order in place.
Let me tell you what Wet Plants is saying, because they told us that they would not be seeking reunification from the very beginning. That's really, wow. That's something else, because
Brenda, you heard what I read you earlier.
We're going for reunification. We're going for reunification. And then before you know it,
did I send you that photo earlier of what I had circled on that paper about my son when we went and got him, the discharge?
Yeah, look at it.
I want her to read this to y'all. This is on my son's discharge papers when we went into Texas to get him. I want y'all to listen to this. I mean, and you got to think, my son was 18, 19 when this paperwork was. He's an adult, and I sent her a bunch of pictures today of all my kids, y'all. Like, she's probably bamboozled with all my photos.
Oh,
but yeah, I want her to read this, and this is part of the discharge. It was like the previous planning or something.
Says the discharge outcome, individual guardian participation in discharge planning process. Previous discharge planning was geared towards Alex transitioning to a group home or adoption. Alex has participated in interviews with possible home placements in the past. Devereaux team was notified by the caseworker of impending discharge of Alex to his aunt, and such aunt has not been involved in revision of SBA and PBSB. What's PBSB?
The
partnership for
bullshit action. And my thing is but they were finding adoption for my grown son now, for an 18, 19-year-old boy, that here we are for 2 years, and here I am, I'm mom, and I got family, and they're trying to put my son somewhere else, let alone there was a couple people looking out to adopt him, and they weren't family. So I fully believe that that's why they had him in Texas, because to get him far away from me. And I fully believe if I wouldn't have stepped up when I did, I would have lost my son, y'all. I promise you.
That's what it makes you wonder about my kids. Were they shipped off somewhere? Who knows?
It makes you, it's sickening. It's sickening. And just to know that they could be like that, and knowing that there's a guardianship order that was in place. I mean, they sent my son out there when he was still a minor, and
it also says that your son is moderate intellectual abilities.
Yes. Yeah.
Disabilities.
You see those?
And
What
then
are the 3 disabilities right there? What are the 3 diagnoses he's got right there? I think it's moderate ADHD. I think
autistic, let me see. Now, where was this?
he's only had 3 diagnoses.
Disorder, okay. Attention deficit hyperactivity
Yes,
disorder.
definitely.
Really? So it's
He
safe
gets
to
that from me.
have the hyperness of it. Combined type. Oh, it's combined. I see.
Yeah.
Because he
he's
can't
got
pay attention. You know, he's just easily distracted as well.
yes. I mean,
And
look at me, squirrel. You know.
Moderate intellectual abilities. I wasn't like this. This is what DCF and everybody made me right here. D. See what? Oh, somebody blocked me somewhere. God knows.
So the Goon Squad.
Why is it beeping? I don't even know that person. What? I'm blocked. I can give a rat's ass about who blocks me on Facebook because I really don't keep up with it, guys. And if you ever wonder why Brenda isn't sharing your stuff, because she doesn't do it. I hardly go on there. It's
yeah, we do Facebook, but we don't. We're on the other platform mostly.
TikTok.
YouTube.
I'm trying to do it on TikTok, guys. Before better check it out before they take it down. That's what I should have put it up
Look,
there.
you be getting me violated on TikTok. You get me strikes, woman, on TikTok.
And what am I doing?
Nothing, because I win the appeals every time. They try to say it's misinformation. That's our clue right there. That, and even the agency said they're trying to hush us up. And Infinium Live agency says keep shouting and shout even louder, Danielle, and we will back you all the way. And that's what's up. So go Infinium. Like they go to bat for us when we get violated, and they get it. I mean, they're like, okay, if you're gonna ban this girl for misinformation, why'd you just approve an appeal last week? Like, so I mean, they fight for it.
They're evil, evil bastards, CPS and CFS. So who are the Goon Squad that wear black tactical gear?
Oh, the Goonies
at the people's homes. Really, they're wearing black tactical gear.
Yeah, I believe it.
They came when they raided our home. That's what they were.
What is that? The not the SWAT. I mean, I guess they come in 30 deep and
I see
bulletproof vest on and everything. It's crazy. Hey, Albie.
Right around the corner from me, there was some action some years back. Man, I seen they made the turn in the driveway. My driveway sit right where the people, if they turn that way, I could see the back of the vehicle. They had vest on, everything. They were ready to jump out there with their automatics. They went around the corner, and Chris is like,
"Don't scare the."
Sounds like what are they? What are those?
The Marshall.
It went pop pop. Well, some of them stun things.
The stun guns, like the pepper spray guns.
It throws out.
Or the taser. The tasers.
The name of it.
The tasers. Those hurt. Those are not no fun.
Around the corner, and it was after there was a drone driving around. But they said there was some guy involved with running over his brother, and then they brought we wonder why this drone was flying around like before that. And it got caught up in the tree. It's the strangest story. So I was asking my neighbor about it because I wasn't home at the time. And Chris is like, go ask Beverly what she saw. And she says, yeah, it was hovering in between our houses, like on the road. And then zoom, it flew away. So pretty soon, before you know it, the fire people are coming around, putting their thing up so they can reach the tree over there. And I said, Chris, I bet you that they're trying to get that drone out of that tree. And sure enough, that's what they were doing. I was like,
look, when they got me in Florida, when they extradited me up here, they circled the wrong house, and those poor college kids, I felt bad for them. They went to the wrong house. I mean, I was like, hey, that's their fault. They need to. That's on them, you know. Look, I got to eat my Egg McMuffin that morning. You know what I'm saying?
So apparently, this lady, Lisa Sickles of the Child Advocacy Center, forensically interviewed Sage Cameron. Oh, I'm not even going to get into that one. But
they aren't waking up yet.
And then Sherry Kitchen, she's also from the Child Advocacy Center, though. interviewed both of the children, and she testified that Sage did not disclose any type of abuse or inappropriate anything. She
You got
didn't meet with the parents, nor was she told that Sage was autistic. So this lady goes in, interviews my daughter, has no idea she's autistic, and what this saying is that they never spoke with me or Chris. Okay, they're questioning my kids without a parent present. So it's just like really they're interrogating the children.
Where's that? Where's that? Hold on, my brother.
All right, so Marilyn Tillis Paget, she was the secondary person to come in. At first, they were all filled up and they didn't have anybody available to be a caseworker on our case, is what they said. And that's when, in first place, Jason Katz was the caseworker. And then after some kind of weird things were going on, I had respectively asked for a new caseworker because they kept promising that it would be a different one. But when I seen some stuff going on, I just requested the new one. And
a new caseworker?
Yeah, and because it was weird. They kept saying we were going to have another one. I just made them want to do it a little bit quicker by what I did. But this Marilyn Tillis Paget, she is nowhere to be found now because I'm trying to see, are these people still working? What are they doing now? This is the research I do. I figure out who these people
they're taking you can, it's going to come out who is cahoots with who. Because like they've got their ones that work it together with them, and with Chris's situations.
Right.
It's messed up, man.
So Marilyn, she works for the Partnership for Strong Families at this time. She testified that she's making sure that all the service providers are all given evaluations and reports. However, multiple service providers testified that they were not in receipt of all reports regarding the children or the parents. Ms. Paget did not give an explanation for the oversight. This lady came up on the witness stand and she did not have any notes in her hand, nothing. And she didn't even know anything. It was the strangest freaking thing because she was there for a minute. I mean, she was there for the whole freaking time except for that Jason Katz at the beginning. But of course, he was always lurking in the shadows. Like you say, evil.
Yeah, and ain't that the guy that ain't that the same one that's still following you?
Yeah,
that's always popping up on your stuff.
My TikTok, and you can see where the profile views are.
Oh yeah,
he's what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden, oops, I lose
saving the pizza sauce for later. What happened? Did I make a mess? Is that? Don't tell me I got ketchup all over my face. Don't tell me I did.
Well, I've been sharing for many years to bring
awareness.
So my trial leads to a lot of. I didn't even know. I thought you had.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
What's going on?
It's fine. It's okay. I'm saving it for later. Yeah, Dr. Death.
So
always gotta wear it.
A lot of news. Fact Over Lies says my trial leads to a lot of news that most are not aware of. So many are lost, but are waking up, and that's what it matters. Yeah, people are waking up, and that really is what matters. And I'm so glad that
it's coming out. Like
more and more viewers. More and more viewers means to me, guys, that more and more people are becoming aware that in our country, right here, right under our noses, children are being taken from their biological families, and for no rhyme or reason.
Oh my God, I'm making a mess. Look, I give up.
What is going on?
We just played face paint with myself today, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Today is today's Saturday. It ain't Saturday. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not even.
It's Thursday.
I thought it was
Friday. It's not even Friday.
We can say thanks God it's Friday, but it's only Thursday.
Look, I thought it was. Thank you, Dr. Death, because that's.
Hey, you guys, I gotta work tomorrow. Whoop whoop. At least I can tell you.
You're going back to work?
Down the road, my God. Like, oh sure.
I tell you, the weather's killing me over here in Georgia. It's raining
Telling you,
and
I tried to walk out like later. It was like after about 5:30 my time, Central Time. The sun was so bright, guys. We couldn't even walk towards it because it was beating down on us so hard. It was weird. It's like you would have
wow.
had to have some type of shield. Me and my son were going to go for a walk, but we're like, what the hell? This is like, we're walking through hell over here. It was so damn sunny and bright. Okay, so let's see what it goes on. Okay,
Mhm.
so she's saying, let me see. The parents did not. Okay, Paget. She never came to the house. They never did any home visits or anything like that.
Are you reading the kids from 2016, 2017?
Right. And to determine what improvements had been made since the interception of the case. She also testified that the father had re-engaged with counseling services with Butch Jones. See, that's after Chris went to jail and they tried to make him miss his, all his appointments and stuff. When this little substance abuse place that was right down the road from,
You got some good aloe plant,
they could have let him go through his case plan right there, right? Do a little
right?
those furloughs to go to the appointments. Why wouldn't they? I don't know, because it's like they treat him like he's Hannibal Lecter or something. My God, it's true. He was what I swear to this. That started in even Maine. They put him in, and they won't take him in a bus with other inmates, anything
That
like.
is freaky.
It's always only him
No.
with the officers. They put him in a glass enclosure and chain him up at the same time. It's really.
Like I remember when you never mind. I'll hush. I'll hush. I don't even know what I was thinking. Just whoosh, there you go. See, it's gone. It's gone. My bad.
Congrats on the appointment, Brenda. Hey, it's
The
the
other
same,
thing.
the same
I
job that I've had
think
since
so.
but they hardly ever give me any hours. It's unfortunate because it's such an easy yes job and it's right down the road. It's Factory Connect. Welcome to Passion Connect. Whatever.
I will check on Dr. Death and your wife. I will check the message. I'm pretty sure I did. Did I not message? Was I?
Hey,
I'm
I don't know if
horrible.
you've seen the show earlier on Dr. Death's wife, but I wanted to say, hey, if you want any advice about what happened to me or anything like that during our case plan, because this is what I've been going through. But they suggested, in fact, they said that I wouldn't give my kids back unless Chris was out of the picture. And so they said, okay, we'll see if he can get another place to live. But even though it was in the same town, my
So they were trying to split y'all up, Brenda?
Huh? Yeah.
They were trying to split y'all up?
Yeah, and they said, and in fact, they told my sister as well that she was also trying to take the kids into her custody or care or whatever. But she says they told her that if Brenda would just leave Chris, she'll get her kids back. So then my sister's relaying this to me. And I said, Vicky, I said,
that's crazy.
It wouldn't matter either way because I told him he moved out. I mean, he didn't even come home after that.
They shouldn't be worried about the relationship or anything as long as the parents are doing and getting the kids like to provide for the children. They shouldn't worry about they're not marriage counselors. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
This is what they tried to put across with all the counselors. We ended up going to stuff like that. They try to say that I think they're portraying that me and Chris been together so long that somehow this was a bad thing, and maybe he had some type of control over me.
You know, I've seen them. I've seen them try to do that before. I was going cross-eyed for a minute there. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, they try to do that because they think they can get one of the parents with the kids so they can keep them under the, you know what I'm saying, in the system, like in their, so to keep, you know, it's a money thing, and it's like why would they want to split up a happy home? I don't get it. I don't understand.
And then okay, so the attorney, she's like, well, in the same town, Brenda, that's not far enough. Can he move like back to Ohio where you came from or something like that?
They said that?
Yes. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, well, no.
There
And
was
then I said, how are the, because she told me that's what the department was asking. And I said, well, how is Chris going to visit the kids then? Right. And the thing
so
is
it sounds like they were trying to get Chris out of the picture from day one, Brenda.
yeah, and the thing is that because only months, April, May, June, July, August, September, okay, 5 months.
It's all about control,
they were
right?
raising the
Right.
home.
They
And
do want to be in control.
because of this, because we have an investigation going on, Chris, you can't see the kids anymore at all. And even over after the long 8 months or whatever it was,
But you were allowed to?
well, at first, no, I had to go like a month and a half without seeing the kids. And then they let me start writing the kids.
Was your son allowed to?
My son was always allowed to, but
My
time
God.
after the TPR,
Yeah.
no, it was like Miss Christmas, all of that. Yeah.
So they, so
Like
they just,
after the TPR, there was no decisions made, right? They were waiting for the all parties. Like, this was one of the things that she was hoping that the judge would sign. See, because it has a place for Judge Slaughter's name, but it's not signed. So the last thing that she's saying on here, why don't we just say, therefore, after weighing the credibility of the witnesses, having heard arguments of counsel, and being otherwise advised, it is hereby ordered that the judge as follows. Okay, well, she wanted the petition for the terminal rights to be denied to the father. It says to the mother. I don't understand. Is this Chris's? Because I don't even see anything. Huh. Yeah, this was all about the father. I don't even understand. Where's my name on this? This was, who did this? Who wrote this?
what are you looking at? I do have stuff all over my face.
Order denying the petition for involuntary termination of parental rights. So maybe I'm missing the page that has, because I don't know why in the end they're just talking about Chris. I think they did talk to me about me before, right?
You know what they, oh, there goes one. Okay.
Mr. Cameron. That's interesting.
None of the caseworkers or DFCS attorneys on my case have children of their own. Right. They don't in Georgia, and they're all young. Like they're all like right out of high school. Like it's crazy. Like trying to tell. I mean, I'm like, they're as old as my daughter, my oldest daughter, my son. I mean, I said, a kid telling a kid. I mean, they don't know. They don't know. So,
what are they saying?
Who?
Already? What are they saying? We got to wrap it up. Was somebody else doing a show?
I don't know. Probably doing a late night show. All right.
Well, did you guys do a late night last night?
No.
Come on, guys, get it together, boys. I mean, we've been here and nobody's doing any late night shows. What's the matter? Darren's late night. All right. Gunner says,
hello, Clary.
Late night. All right. I'll hold you to it, guys.
Late night.
All right. So I'm really glad that everybody got a chance to come in.
Stick around after the show.
Back Over Lives. We got Dr. Death and Classic Mommy. You're really coming in strong. You call me anytime, Classic Mom.
Everybody reach out to us.
And Danielle even had a chance.
I heard you talking smack, girl. I heard.
It's talking smack.
I sent that to you, Darren. I did. It's on Messenger. But yeah, we'll talk after the show. We gotta wait around. So yeah, all right, Brenda.
Thank you guys. All right, see everyone later.
I'll see y'all later, and be good, be safe, and keep fighting, y'all. And thank you, and we'll talk soon.
Keep it on.
Bye, everyone.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.